Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for the info session today. Before we dive into details, a little about myself. My name is Kinsley, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at HiCounselor. My background is in student support services at various post-secondary institutions, and I joined the HiCounselor team last year. My primary role is to help with candidates as they transition throughout their experience with us and move into their next opportunity. Candidates often identify the following challenges preventing them from landing their dream job. Recent grads have a smaller networking pool, which impacts their chances of referrals. This means they are applying to jobs with no prior connection to the company. Also, candidates often feel unprepared for technical and behavioral interviews. HiCounselor is the right solution for these challenges. We provide a 360-degree solution for our candidates that includes interview prep, earning work experience, resume and LinkedIn profile optimization, and landing interview opportunities. This includes everything that is needed for a job seeker to land their dream job. So what is HiCounselor? Are we a staffing agency or a consultancy? No, we are a career accelerator. We help job seekers like yourself land your dream job by training you for interviews and providing good interview opportunities. Our co-founders, Aditya and Ronnie, used to work at top tech companies. In 2020, they decided to leave their jobs and launch HiCounselor with 3 candidates. Today, we have helped and placed over 300 plus candidates. In our journey, many Silicon Valley VCs and investors have invested in HiCounselor so far. We are headquartered in Silicon Valley. Our success rate is 90%. Our average salary is around $83,000, and the average time for our candidates to land a job is about 13 weeks. We only work with candidates who are interested in software engineering, data-related roles, product management, and Salesforce consulting roles. Here's our program structure. Enrolled candidates will have about a 4-week training period, followed by the job search. We help with automating the entire job search process, including referrals, automatic job applications, automated email networking, and one-on-one support. Keep in mind, the timeline to prepare is flexible based on a candidate's specific situation. Let's take a deeper look into how we help candidates with our 360-degree ecosystem, starting with interview prep, interview prerequisites, and then helping to get the interview calls. Step 1, interview prep that includes upskilling courses, interview-focused prep, and hands-on projects. Our mentors come from top tech companies like Google, Facebook, Adobe, and the ones you see here. They will assist you in cracking technical and behavioral interviews. Our mentors help candidates in group and one-on-one sessions. We have created a detailed technical training on the most in-demand technical skills, and we have also developed video solutions of over 400 of the most asked interview questions. Many candidates get rejected due to no real work experience. HiCounselor provides candidates access to real-world projects so that they have tangible experience to talk about. Once you have prepared for your interviews and earned work experience, it is time to optimize your LinkedIn profile and resume. Our team will work with you on a one-on-one basis to help you prepare a compelling resume and LinkedIn profile. Now you are prepared for interviews. Your resume and LinkedIn profile is ready. You have done hands-on projects, and you're ready for step 3, getting the interview calls. We have a professional network with over 300 employers, including Fortune 500 companies and tech startups. Based on the requirements at these companies, we directly refer you to the hiring manager. In addition to direct referrals, we have a suite of awesome job search automation tools. We have tools that automatically search jobs for you, apply to the jobs, and network on your behalf. Here's how it works. Our job search automation tool will match jobs based on your specific requirements. Once our tool finds those jobs, it will automatically apply on your behalf, giving you more time to focus on interview prep. In addition to our job application tool, our email networking tool will also network on our candidates' behalf. The tool will identify relevant people who are working at specific companies for each candidate and sends out networking emails. This is how, with our unique tools, we help you get more interview calls. For our pricing, we work on income share agreement and have 2 different ways for how it can be set up. Phase 1, if you are currently unemployed and looking for a job, you don't pay any fee upfront. You pay 9% of your first year's salary only when you land a job, nothing before then. For example, if you land a job with $100,000 base salary, only base salary, nothing with bonus or anything else like that included, you will pay HiCounselor 9%, which is $9,000, in 6 monthly installments of $1,500. In any case you get laid off, you stop paying us. You will only pay us when you are actively working. Case 2, for those who are currently employed and looking for a better job, there's an enrollment fee of $1,500, which is refundable once you land a job. The $1,500 is to de-risk ourselves in case you decide to continue with your current job. But again, people who are unemployed do not have to pay any fees up front. The beauty of our program is that even after paying 9% to HiCounselor, you will make $20,000 to $30,000 more because you earn for 2 extra months. Also, our candidates get $10,000 to $15,000 higher compensation. We have helped hundreds of recent grads and experienced professionals land a job in the last year. Here are a few success stories that we have to share with you today. If you would like to read more, we have other success stories on our website with the link shown here. If you're interested in joining our program, please visit our website at HiCounselor.com. Click on Apply to the upcoming cohort and Start Application. From there, you will complete the prompted questions. We will evaluate your profile to learn more about your work experience and education. You will receive a decision email if all information is sufficient. If additional information is required, we will send an interview request. That is the overview of our program, and you will receive all these details in an email shortly after the meeting. Thank you so much for your time, and now we will start our Q&A session.
Okay, cool. So let's start taking questions. The first question is, I joined HiCounselor. I joined HiCounselor. Later, I get some other job offer. Still, do I need to pay 9%? Okay. Yes. So guys, any job that you land after enrolling in HiCounselor will be a part of income share agreement. The reason behind that is that we are not a staffing agency. We are not a consultancy. We are a career accelerator. That's it. Our job is to help you prepare for interviews, earn work experience, and then help you get interview calls. When you fail in those interviews, we help you overcome those gaps, prepare you for interview again, help you get more interview, and support until you land a job. So even if you apply by yourself or get a referral from your friend, you'll still be utilizing the resume and LinkedIn that you have worked with our team to optimize. You'll still be using skills to crack technical, behavioral, and HR interviews to crack interviews. So that's why we become partner in your job search effort. At the end, when you land a job, we both get rewarded. Guys, there is some background noise, so I'm muting people out here. Okay. The next one is, how many applicants are you working with at any one point of time? So Bob, our journey started with 3 candidates. When I left Deloitte, started HiCounselor, 3 candidates was our first cohort. And right now we get about 1,000 applications in a month. And we try to have like 2 cohorts. Now 1 cohort every 3 weeks. So like 3 cohorts in 2 months. But in 1 cohort, we try to keep the size anywhere between 30 to 40 candidates in all different tracks. And we have 4 different tracks: software, data, product, and Salesforce. So that's it. In 1 track, we don't try to admit more than 15 to 18 candidates, right? And the objective behind that is that we'll be providing you a lot of live training sessions in which you'll be literally sitting with, say, a senior software engineer from Google who will be training you for technical interviews. We want you to get that personalized experience, okay? We can have like 1,000 candidates sitting in a class, right? But that's not what we want. We want to give that one-on-one personalized experience. Also, later in your journey, when we'll start job search and networking with you, you'll have a dedicated customer success manager who will be working with you day in and day out, okay? So the next question is, what percentage of applicant do you take in? I think, okay, so I think I've already covered this one. What if someone is only employed part-time and make less than $20,000 a year? Donnelly, if you earn less than $20,000 per year, we count you as an unemployed candidate, and you don't need to pay anything to enroll into our program. It's absolutely $0. Okay, you only come into the employed category when you earn more than $40,000 per year. By the way, guys, those who are employed earning more than $40,000 per year want to enroll into our program, the upfront $1,500, that is also refundable once you land a job, and it will be deducted from your 9% ISA. For employed people, we take this up $1,500 upfront only just to get a sincerity check from them, you know, because when you don't have a job, we are assured that you'll be putting your great effort. right? But when you have a job, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm happy with my job, right? And we make a lot of upfront investment in our candidate. You can imagine 4 weeks of dedicated training where top Silicon Valley tech professionals will be teaching you every single day, and access of our entire platform, entire tool, our team, until you land a job. So there's a heavy upfront investment from our end. Okay. The next question is from Juan. Is this also applicable for bootcamp grads without a CS degree? Yes. So Juan, our program is for those who have either earned like a formal degree, like say bachelor's in computer science or master's in data science. And it's also for bootcamp graduates, people who have graduated from bootcamp, say with a backend developer certification. Okay. But again, the decision depends on your entire profile. So I would recommend you to fill in our application. Won't take more than 5 minutes. Our system will evaluate, our team will evaluate, and we'll get back to you. Okay. Bob says, how does it work with people already in companies helping new applicant get jobs with that company? Want a copy of your contract? How does it work with people already in companies helping new applicants get job with that company? Sorry, Bob, I didn't get your question, but you want the copy of. Okay, so when we send you the admission decision, we'll send you the ISA as well. So you can review the ISA and you can take your time. We give you, I think, 3 days of time to review the ISA and complete the contract. Okay. Again, the same question from Juan. Neetu says, is it possible to join anytime, maybe after 2 months? Yes, Neetu, you can again reapply again at any point in time. We have cohort every 3 months. Again, the seats are limited, but if you're not ready right now, you can apply in the future. I would recommend you to not apply now, okay? Because even if we accept you, you don't join, or probably you're not ready to join, you'll have to reapply again, okay? Because it's difficult for us to keep track. 2 months later, the situation would be different. You never know, the number of applications would be different. So apply whenever you're ready. Okay. The next question is a number of seniors to entry level position. Okay. So at HiCounselor, our ratio is about 65 to 35, where 65% of candidates target for the entry level job roles, like entry level data analyst, entry level data scientist job role. But about 30 to 35% candidates are those who have 2 to 3 years of work experience, or maybe 5 years of work experience, and now looking for a better job. For example, a software engineer working at, say, probably a startup or a mid-sized company looking to get a senior software engineer role at Fortune 500 or FANG companies, right? Or a software engineer working for 5 years, now looking to jump into product management. Okay. The next question is from Srihas. After landing an entry-level job, will you provide any support? So guys, I mean, we'll be there until you land your job, until you actually start on your job, day 1 of your job. We'll be helping you until then, okay? After that, you'll lose access of our learning management system, where we have all of our awesome automatic job application, job search, all of our tools. But we will be providing you access of our alumni portal, because just a few months ago, I realized that our alumni pool is about 300, 350 candidates at this point. And all these people who have landed job in the last 1 to 1.5 years, it will be really beneficial for all of them to stay in touch so that they can share opportunities. And a lot of time, our alumni reached out to me saying that, can we have access to your automatic job application tool, or find email ID tool, or the technical courses that you have, right? So that I can continuously upskill myself. That's when we recently created our alumni portal, where you'll have access to all of our technical courses, as well as some of our really, really unique tools over there. Okay. So yes, we'll be supporting you through our alumni portal, where you'll get some really awesome tools available for forever. The next one is in-person versus remote position, or percentage of each. Okay, again, this it really depends on your specific profile. When you join HiCounselor, the very first week is about your entire profile. It includes your past education, work experience, and your future job requirements, what location you want to be in, what is your visa requirements, right? Everything else. It's a very, very detailed our learning management system in which you fill in all the details. Now, our system work on machine learning algorithm, Based on all the information provided by you, it filters out the right positions for you. It searches the entire internet, almost 150 job boards, 60,000 career pages, and it picks up the right jobs for you. Okay. So it's not like that will only get you remote job. It depends. If you say, I only want jobs in Virginia, okay, that sponsor H-1B, then our system will only filter out jobs for you. And that has to be, and that requires like less than 2 years of work experience. So it's all individual customized way the system works. Okay. Bob says most sought after computer languages. So again, look, I mean, it's a very generic question. It depends on, right. If I say like in front end, I've seen that React is in huge demand. If you know React, I think there are tons of opportunities out there. If I talk about backend, then all these Fortune 500 companies or like big consulting companies like Deloitte, PwC, who are still working on legacy systems, they all require Java and .NET. They're like, okay, give us Java resources. If you have 2 years of Java experience, if you can really implement Java, they're all about it. Okay, we work with about 300 plus employers at this point, and they are always in shortage of Java resources. Okay, but if I talk about say some of the tech startups, some of the really prominent tech startups based out of Bay Area, they are all about Ruby on Rails and Golang. They want people with Ruby on Rails, Golang, and Python. If you know all these languages, I think you should be all good. Okay. Okay, the next question is from Hussein. There is a section called graduation date in the application page. What is it? Okay, so graduation date is when you, because we work with a lot of recent graduates, right? And so we ask people, okay, when are you graduating or when did you graduate, right? Because if somebody is because people now apply to our program like 1 year before the graduation date, okay? So we do not accept candidates so early in our program. We accept, okay, if you're graduating in the next 6 to 7 months, that is the right time. Or probably if you graduated, I mean, the past graduation date really doesn't matter, but if you're graduating in future, then we definitely want to know. So whenever you earned your last degree, whether it's from bootcamp, whether it's bachelor's or master's degree, only that matters. The next question is from A. Willis. Which major corps do they work with? Okay. I think, do we work with? Okay, so we work with, I mean, so we have a dedicated team. We started with just a few companies. For example, I worked at Deloitte and PwC, so those were our some very initial partners. But now after working with those companies, now we have a dedicated team at HiCounselor who partner with employers. So it's a combination of tech startups, mid-sized companies, and Fortune 500 companies, right? It includes like CVS, Accenture. We work with Amazon directly. We work with Google quite often. If there is anyone in this crowd who's looking for a data analyst job role, we help Google hire 4 to 5 data analysts every single month. We have our few assessment, our training program. People complete that. Once they complete that, we connect them with Google. They have their own process, and it's very, I won't say it's simple, but I think the criteria are very basic, right? So there are a lot of companies, and this list is ever growing. Every week we add like 5 to 10 more companies into our pool. One says, okay, Rampton 9%. Okay, I think one answered someone else's question. Yes, it's 9% just for the first year. Okay, nothing after that. It doesn't include your bonuses, stock options, or anything else. Deepa says, I'm trying to relaunch into the workforce after very long career gap. Do you work with people with career? Deepa, I would love to work with you or anyone who has career gaps. By the way, at HiCounselor, until now, I think we have helped 20 or 23 people to get back into workforce, especially in tech roles, after a huge career gap. Actually, in one of our events in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be having one of our alumni who landed a job at Hershey's company after 15 years of career gap. Okay, so that is an absolutely perfect area where we would love to work with you. The next one is from Megha, computer engineering major. And before I jump into this next question, Deepa, just want to share one more. Dima, just want to share one more. Sorry, Deepa, just want to share one more thought with you. What I've seen is, I think those times have gone where recruiters or hiring manager would care about about career gap. Okay, as an employer, as a CEO, I can tell you that only thing that matters to any hiring manager, recruiter, or CEO is whether you have the required skills to perform the job or not. It doesn't matter how many years of career gap you have. When I started HiCounselor with my co-founder in 2020, we were just 2 people. Right now, we have 125 full-time employees. I interviewed more than 700 candidates. Doesn't matter whether you have career gap, what is your background, you graduated from a boot camp, you graduated from Stanford University, it doesn't matter. If you have the right skills for the job role that you're targeting, that's enough. And you also don't need to have every tech skill. For example, if you're targeting like a data analyst job role, you don't need to know 10 technical skills. As long as you know Python, as long as you know SQL and Tableau, you're good enough. Similarly, if you're targeting like a backend developer role, if you know 2 languages really well, you're all good enough. Okay. The next question is from Dima. Will you create a new LinkedIn account or we will be use my real LinkedIn account? Okay, guys, that's a great question. We are not a staffing agency. We are not a consultancy. Okay. That said, we are not going to create an absolutely new resume for you or a new LinkedIn profile. We will work with you on your current resume, on your current LinkedIn profile to optimize it. For example, a lot of candidates on their LinkedIn profile in their experience section, they just write worked at XYZ company. Okay. But that doesn't tell anything to a recruiter or a hiring manager who visit your LinkedIn profile, right? They want to know what exactly you worked in that at that particular company, right? How did you completed that work? What was the quantifiable achievements or the outcomes at that particular job? Okay. So you will be working, one of our mentors will be working with you one-on-one on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume to showcase whatever experience you have in the best possible manner. For example, if you don't have enough work experience, for example, we had a candidate, she worked in QA for 5 years, and then she wanted to jump into backend development. Okay. So she completed a bootcamp degree, but her entire resume was all about QA. It was all about QA. And with a QA resume, and if you apply for a backend developer role, you're not going to get an interview call because there has to be something related to backend development skills. Okay. So we work with that candidate, recommended her some of the hands-on project. By the way, guys, this is very important. At HiCounselor, will provide you access to real world project so that if you don't have work experience, you can literally complete those projects and mention those projects in your resume. So now your QA resume will be converted into a backend developer resume, which has all the relevant projects, that project that you have worked on. Okay. So no fake information, nothing at all. We are there to make your resume compelling, strong by properly articulating what you have already earned or achieved. If you don't have a relevant background, we have a suite of amazing projects that you can go through and earn that work experience. The next question is from Megha, computer engineering major can also join. Yes. As long as you're targeting software roles, not hardware roles. Okay. So if you are looking for computer engineer role, say in PLC, right, at Intel or Cisco in a hardware format, then we are not a right fit. But if you're looking for a front end, back end, full stack role, we are a great fit. A Willis says, I want auto apply option. Okay. So Willis, it is available. So our 360-degree ecosystem come as a package. Okay. Because I believe that we cannot say that, okay, give auto application tool to every candidate and they'll all become successful. No, that's not true. Okay. For some candidate, auto application will work. Some candidates, referral would work. Some candidates, automatic email networking would work. Okay. So our entire package comes together to help you right from your interview preparation to helping you get real work experience, resume, LinkedIn, and then your automatic job search. Okay. So when you enroll into our program, everything will work for you. Everything. Okay. Yev says, can you unenroll if you still don't land a job after months of working with you? Okay. So we provide 1 week of free trial. You can join our program 7 days. And if you don't like it, if anything changes, you get an offer from your previous interviews, you can definitely leave program. You can walk out, your ISA will be canceled. But after 7 days, we cannot we cannot cancel your ISA because we invest heavily into candidates. Now it's a collaborative effort. If anyone here thinks that will join HiCounselor and magically will get an offer letter, that's not going to happen. job search, it's a two-way effort. No matter how much effort we put on, if you do not learn, nobody can help you out. No matter how much automation we put in, if you do not show up in the interviews right way, if you do not prepare for that, nobody can help you land the job, right? So it's a two-way effort. First 7 days, it's absolutely free. You can come in, you can try, it doesn't work, you can move out. After 7 days, it's a heavy investment on our end. We won't be able to cancel the ISA. The next question is, what's the job related to Salesforce? What is it about? Okay, so Jing, I graduated from Duke University with Master of Engineering Management, and I started my career as a Salesforce consultant at PwC. Okay, so basically Salesforce is a cloud technology. It's a CRM that is, I think, the #1 CRM right now in the world. And there is a hell lot of demand of Salesforce related jobs in the market. I mean, I read a report in which it said that $4 billion worth of projects would require Salesforce skills. That means about 300,000 jobs would require Salesforce. So it's a cloud technology, kind of a click and point platform that you can learn in a time frame of 4 to 6 weeks, that we teach you right from scratch, and you can get a job into Salesforce related. The entry level salary that I've seen is anywhere between $70,000 to $100,000. If it's a big four consulting firm like Deloitte and PwC, it starts from $85,000 to $90,000. So awesome technology, easy to learn if you have a tech and management background, and great opportunities, at least in my eyes. Willis says, if you attend more than one bootcamp, do you have to pay for that? So again, we are not a bootcamp. We are not going to teach you software engineering, data science, and product management right from scratch. Okay. If you have anything, any kind of ISA with your previous bootcamp, I mean, we don't get into that, right? That is your separate engagement with other bootcamp. With us, our ISA will be separate. Brahma says, what is the batch of training starting? Okay, when is this batch of training starting? Also, when is the next batch starting? So our upcoming cohort is November 28th, which is this coming Monday. So you apply in the next 1 to 2 days. We'll review your profile. We'll let you know the decision. The next cohort will probably start in another month. So you can think about like 20th of December or so. Okay. Juan says, what's the average amount it takes to get a job after HiCounselor? What's the average amount it takes to get a job after a HiCounselor? How many interviews can we expect a week, and can we interview with multiple companies? So I think you're asking, what is the average salary? So our average salary is about $91,000 that we have seen with 300 candidates, right? So the average is 91,000. How many interviews can we expect a week? Again, this is a very high level and a vague question, because again, it's if you think that we'll join HiCounselor and the interviews will flood through my way, no, there is a process. The process is you have to prepare for interview. You have to complete the assessment. If you don't have work experience, you have to work on some of the projects, work with our team to create a good resume and LinkedIn profile, right? You have to be diligent following our process. And then our automation tool works in, that will get you interview calls. So, it varies from candidate. There are candidates who don't even check their emails and interviews are sitting over there. There are candidates who are very diligent and they have multiple interviews in a week. So it all depends on how diligent you are. And again, we work very closely with our candidates, right? So if things are not working out, we can always tune in and tune down things for you. The next question is, what time are the classes and how long are they? So we try to conduct classes in the evening hours at 5 p.m. PST, and they are usually 2 hours long. And what is this? Another question. Okay, yes. And all the classes are recorded. So if you miss a class, they're all available in our learning management system. You can always go there, watch it again. Okay. Karthik says, do I need to pay for boot camps? Karthik, we are not a boot camp. I'm not sure if you have attended any earlier boot camp, so I'm not sure about that. That is your separate engagement. Okay, with HiCounselor, you'll have a separate ISA. Houston says, are signing up on website and applying to cohort enough for now? So you don't need to sign up. There is just an apply to cohort button. You need to fill that entire form. So that is enough, and our system will evaluate. Our team will reach out to you with the admission decision. Okay. Sunil says any visa processing. Again, we do not process anyone's visa. We are not a staffing agency. We are not a consultancy, guys. We do not process anyone's visa. Again, we'll just empower you with the information. We'll provide you tools so that you can get the interview calls. You'll be interviewing with the companies or the employers. Eventually, they'll be giving you offer. You'll be their direct employees. They'll process your visa. They won't process your visa. That's a separate conversation. But again, when you join HiCounselor, you mention, this is my job requirement. These are my visa requirements. Based on that, system will identify jobs for you. And most of those jobs will always sponsor visa. If they don't sponsor, you don't accept the job offer. Okay. I think someone else asked this question earlier, which I think I missed, that can we interview with multiple companies at one time? Yes. It's a very common situation, guys, where our candidates interview with multiple companies at one point in time. And when they get the job offer from one company, I mean, we also help them like negotiate or like strategically work with them so that they can get multiple job offer and they decide which company they want to choose. Again, it's your decision which company you want to go ahead with. We never get into that conversation. You can always come back to us, ask for advice, right? But that at the end, it will be your decision. Donnelly says, what if someone has Master of Science degree, but it's not a computer math or engineering, yet has been self-teaching coding skills needed for an entry-level data analyst job? Donnelly, as I said, these days, it doesn't matter whether you have won like computer science degree from any XYZ big school, or you have just learned it by yourself. As long as you have the skills, it's good enough. Okay. Every company, they have their, I mean, sometimes if you've graduated, say, from Stanford University, you'll definitely get more opportunities, right? People will look at your resume, they'll invite you easily for interviews. But again, if you don't have that degree, there are a lot of, for example, when you work with us, we'll give you some assessments on your technical skills. And when you score really good in those assessments, we'll refer you to employers and we'll attach your assessment report with the referrals saying that, hey, look at this candidate, Donnelly, she is targeting XYZ job, and there are 3 skills required for the job, and look at her technical expertise, and you'll be all good. Okay. The next one is any training related to data engineering. Yes, Sunil. So in data engineering, I mean, we provide, our track, it covers everything right from data analysis to data science track, and then a few things required for data engineering as well. Venkat says, how is the trend for entry-level Salesforce opportunities in the USA? So Venkat, it's, as I said, 300,000 jobs will require Salesforce skills. Every time I talk to, so for example, with Deloitte, PwC, and with many other companies, when we work with them, they all need Salesforce people. So if once you're certified, once you complete the projects, there are really, really good opportunities in Salesforce. Okay. Kenny says, when can we access the recording? Okay, so Kenny will email you this recording probably by end of today. Late tonight, you'll get the recording. So that's when you can review it again. Sheetal says, do you have real-time projects for product management? Yes, Sheetal. So when you work with us, our 4 weeks of training of product management, that training is not theoretical, but actually you'll be going through a project where one of our senior PM from Facebook and Adobe, they'll be taking you through the real project. And after that, we'll give you a bunch of product case studies, okay, that you'll encounter in many interviews. Another question is from Neetu. I'm looking for data analyst job after 10 years career gap. May I know when is the next batch start? So Neetu, next batch is this coming Monday. Apply on our platform. When you apply, we'll review your profile and get back to you. Sheetal says, have you got placed people changing career into product management? Yes, Sheetal, but again, it depends on your background. For background you come in, and again, what type of product management role are you targeting? If you're targeting an absolutely functional product manager role, it will be a little bit tough. But if you have some tech background, want to jump into product management, it's relatively easy. Again, difficult to answer whether we have to be a little bit choosy about our product management track because your background really matters. Okay. So apply and we'll let you know. Can we join in more than one track? Yes, you can, but you have to choose one primary track. For example, it's very common for candidates who are in, say, software engineering category that I also want to target data science job role. Okay. So you can always, when you join HiCounselor, you can always let us know that, hey guys, this is my secondary track. Also share technical training of this particular track, but at the beginning, choose your one primary track. Those are a lot of questions, guys. But good ones. Okay, we are almost at the end. So Neil says, data engineer platform, any openings, OPT, EAD, shall we get calls? Okay, again, shall we get calls? That's again a very broad statement. There is a process or to train you, to prepare you for interviews, to get your prerequisites done in the right manner, to assessments where you diligently take it, and how properly you follow our automation tools. Definitely, there are a lot of opportunities out there. Okay. Juan says, what's the average time it takes for someone to land a job after HiCounselor? Okay, Juan. So this is like, so average time is 11 weeks right now, and think it like a bell curve. Okay. So bell curve, if you have read bell curve, about 15 to 20% candidates, they land their first 1 or 2 opportunities and they land a job in about like 5 to 8 or 9 weeks. There are about 50 to 60% candidates who fail in first few interviews. They learn from their mistakes, overcome gaps, they appear in more interviews, and then they land a job. That's about 11 to 12 weeks. That's an average. And then there are 15 to 20% candidates who struggle. They in many interviews, right? And then they land a job in about 14 to 16 or 17 weeks. Okay, so it's a bell curve. You lie as per your experience as well as the effort that you make. Bob says, please explain your projects you talk about for someone that doesn't have work experience, like right out of school, who evaluates your results, and how are these projects referenced when doing a real job application and interviews? Okay. So Bob, a lot of candidates, they get rejected because they don't have any relevant work experience on their resume. Okay. So for example, if you're someone who's targeting like backend developer role, and you've just come out of university or boot camp, and your resume doesn't talk much about backend developer experience. So what you'll do is, we have a section where we have real world industry projects. Okay. We have picked these projects from real companies, real consulting companies, like Deloitte and PwC. They shared their real projects. We de-identified those projects so that we remove all confidential client information. We have also developed detailed solutions of those projects. Okay, so that you go through those projects module by module, task by task, and you complete that project. To evaluate, there is a detailed solution available, and we are also building platforms so that platform will also automatically evaluate and give you results. But right now we have detailed solution available. So at any point you get stuck, you can look at it and you can overcome that issue. Again, we provide unlimited one-on-one mentorship support to candidates, right? We have about 65 plus instructors across Silicon Valley and New York that you can connect with on a one-on-one Zoom call, prepare for mock interview, overcome your technical hurdles. Okay. So that's how, when you suppose complete 3 projects, okay, one is like building an e-commerce website, another one is a fintech application, third one is like a student learning platform. Okay. Now you have worked on these projects. You can write about these projects in your resume. Your resume has transformed from talking something else to a backend developer resume. Okay. And even in interviews, when people will ask you, okay, tell me about a time when you solved a problem related to like Java implementation, you can talk about a specific business case that, hey, I worked on this particular project where this was the business problem. That's how I solved it. Okay. That's going to make the difference. Juan says, if we receive an offer from a company and we don't like the offer, can we refuse the offer and keep interviewing with other companies? Yes, Juan. As I said, we'd never get into whether you have to sign an offer, you don't have to sign an offer. That's completely your choice. You can sign any offer you want. If you don't want to sign an offer, that's your choice. You can always come to us to ask for our advice, but at the end, it will be your decision. Jing says, from your description, Salesforce jobs don't require coding, right? Yes, Jing, I do not have coding background. I mean, I understand coding. I manage all the technical projects, but when I worked as a Salesforce consultant at Deloitte, when I started my career, I did not have a coding background, and Salesforce is more of a point and click platform. I mean, think it like a PowerPoint, okay, where you know how many options are available. and how you can use it. Okay, there are like tons of features out there, and companies want you to be a Salesforce techno-functional consultant where you know about their functionalities, understand client requirement, and implement Salesforce technical solution. So you don't need a coding background in a nutshell. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll take a few more questions. We'll wrap it up. Snigdha says, if my employment date starts by March 1st week, is 28 November cohort right time to start, or should I start in December cohort? I think, Snigdha, this is a good time because it will allow you, first of all, to go through the entire training. Okay, that is first thing. After that, you can spend some time to solve hands-on real projects. The more projects you solve, the better you do an assessment. Your chances of referrals converting in interview calls will be higher. And I think you'll get because December and January will be a dead phase. I mean, the end of December, after 20th of December to 7th or 8th of January, it will be pretty silent. Okay. So I think this is the right time. Even if you join in December, it won't hurt. So at the end, it is your choice. Also, how much time in terms of weeks does it take on an average when we start the HiCounselor cohort and landing a job? I've already answered this question. What if the first job offer then I got not really satisfactory? Want to continue that? I've also answered this question. Christina says, who are the clients that we can expect interviews from? Will these be from multi-layer consultants or direct clients? On an average, how many interviews can we expect? I've already answered this question. Again, guys, this is a very subjective question. It all depends on your background, on the amount of effort you put in. But if you're thinking that you'll join HiCounselor and will bring you interview calls on and on, no. So for example, let me give you a very simple example. Right now, there is a company called Hexaware Solutions. They are hiring about 50 data analysts and data scientists, okay, for their Silicon Valley office. So, and so the way we refer our candidates profile is we exported about 80 candidates for these two job roles, and we shared these candidates with Hexaware. Now, out of those 80 candidates, they will review those candidates' profile, and they shortlisted, I think, 35 or 30 profiles. They interviewed those 35, 30 profiles and shortlisted, I think, 15 or 18 candidates. Okay. Now, why those 30, 35 were selected and others got rejected? Because the assessments proof that we provide, that's different for different candidates. Some candidates completed way more projects than the other candidates, so they had more credibility. Some candidate had work experience, some did not have work experience, right? Some candidates worked really hard on their resume and LinkedIn to make it look absolutely compelling, while others took it very lightly and didn't do some really basic stuff. Okay, so saying that you'll join and you'll start landing interview calls, that's a very vague answer, right? I don't want to give you vague answers, but if you put in the right effort, you follow the right process, I mean, we'll make your job search really, really simple.